Hello. Today I'm here on a fresh account. I just thought I'd see if I could show you the early game. This is probably the start of a playthrough that I'll do. I'll see how far I can get on this account till I lose my sanity. But I thought we'd start off with just the basics. See where we can go. See what we can fill out in Itempedia. Probably not a crazy amount just because it is pretty hard to fill out fully. Um, we'll just get started with some just early game stuff that you should do. Get money, obviously. There's gonna be a few tips that I'll show you on how to get money in the early game. And this is if you're not scared of where you are yet, just because there'll be a fair bit of walking to get to these places, just because the map is so big when you have no movement. But at the start, I like to go to a certain spot that has a bunch of mushrooms that you could sell. They spawn a lot of them and they sell for 3,000 gold each. It is pretty dangerous there, but that's pretty lucky. You see this over here? It's a fruit stack that sells for 10k, which is very good to start off with. So I got lucky. Maybe maybe I should play a new account more often. That way I'd get better stuff. um, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that already. Just because we're trying to save up, I think it's 50k just to get some boots to get us started off. It lets us jump a lot more, be faster. Also, by the way, don't take off your shoes because they give you 3 walk speed. So you'll be going very slow if you take those off. We're just going to sell that fruit stack, and we're already at 11k. And we're going to start slowly making it around to those mushrooms. It is going to take a while, like I said. If you wanted to fast track, like you didn't want to walk at all, you can just follow where I'm going now. And up here, there is a ship, and you can go to 2 different spots in the ship, or 2 different spots, meaning not here. There's 3 in total. Topple, Town of Right and Wrong, and Blue Ogre Camp, as you'll see here. So we've got these 2 options from this guy here. You can use that. I'm not going to show you. Well, I'm not going to do that this time. Just to show you how to get to the other place. Another nightmare mushroom. That's pretty lucky. Oh, it's not pretty lucky, but I'll take it. It's a lot nicer than having to farm all the time. And you see this little ore up here? It's red. It's a ruby, and you can mine it with your pickaxe. It doesn't matter what level pickaxe you have, you can mine ores no matter what, I'm pretty sure. So they're very good for like early game farming. Don't buy any better pickaxe. It's useless. There's no real point to having it unless you just feel like mining, I guess, like fast, because that's all it does is let you mine faster. Also, another thing, each time you load into a server, the first vendor you sell to, so there's 2 vendors you can sell to, this guy here, and there'll be a little red panda in the other town. Whichever one you sell to first, whenever you go to sell something, it will, so you'd be able to click it and sell it, and then it'll only do it in 1 click. With the other seller, it will require 2 clicks. So based on whichever one you sell to first when you join the server is who you'll get the single sells for. So if you're farming or whatnot around a certain area, then you'll want to go sell to the other person first, just to make sure you don't have to double click the sell button. I'll show you what that is after we get there, just so you have an understanding of what I'm talking about. We're getting pretty lucky here though so far. 20k already. That's pretty nice to have. This bit, I'm pretty sure you can make it across. Yeah. It's a bit of a tight jump, that one, but you can make it. You just gotta sprint across it and jump. Some fireflies here. Hopefully we'll get 150 one day, eventually. Might take a while, but That'd be good. As a player here, he's got the parasol so he can fly around, or glide around, not fly. And we're just gonna make our way slowly along this ridge. It does get pretty dangerous at night. Just basically, more mobs spawn at night, like deadly ones, and they can kind of mess up your plans and whatnot. We get followed from above. Yeah, there he is. So you're just gonna want to follow this ridge around. You do get lost pretty easy, but you just rewind the video if you need to. And we're just gonna keep walking across this ridge until we get to a certain point where I'll jump down and we'll get some mushrooms. Another important thing that you should probably know when you start off is if you click Q or press Q to see your inventory, that home button there, that will teleport you back to your house, I think, or Town, either one. And yeah, it'll teleport you to your house, I believe. Whichever house you have set as your home. And that, once you press it, so you'll get teleported back there to a safe zone. And it resets every day cycle. Like, so if you use it at night, it'll reset by the next night in the same time that you used it. So if I use it now, I'd have to wait a whole day and night cycle just to get it back. So you want to use that sparingly in the early game, just so you don't run out of it in a bad situation. I tried to get up there, but I couldn't because I suck. But so just be safe with it and try not to waste it all the time. I don't know if I can get up this hill, but these are the mushrooms I'm talking about. They're called Boomba mushrooms. So they spawn a lot here, and like I said, they sell for 3k each. I'll see if I can get up here. Yeah, there you go. And then we can crawl around this ledge. And there's some more that spawn up here. And you just kind of walk back and forth between this area. They don't spawn along there, they specifically spawn in this little pocket here, and up on this hill, and on top of that ridge there. Other than that, they don't spawn anywhere else like around this area. So you want to stick in this vicinity, just so you can farm them. Oh! That's a golden knight. Golden knight. Those are deadly. Early game, they will one-shot you. Everything will, pretty much. We do not want to touch that guy. But it's good to know he's there. So we're just going to sneak past him. He doesn't have any magical attacks or anything. He just hits you with his sword. So I'm just going to get stuck here, I guess. I guess that's what I'll do. Yeah, we're just going to go down for now because I don't have jump boots yet. So life is hard. Life is really hard without jump boots or mobility. But we'll get that real soon. So we got, what, 6 of them? 6 Boomba mushrooms. That's an amount of money. Say 30k or something. I don't know. Bad at math. Math isn't my job. Kinda is. Anyway. Let's continue on here. This flower field over here is alright for money. I'm pretty sure a lot of guides used to tell you to go here just because it is simple. A simple way to get money. There's these flowers that spawn in here and they will provide you with 2k per flower. Doesn't matter if it's sun or moon. This is the moon one over here. And they just spawn in this flower field. I don't know why my game's Oh, I know why it's freaking out. There's an interesting feature I found a while ago. Oh, there's that guy again. Yeah, I didn't actually pick this up until a long time in playing. But I'm pretty sure every single or most grass textures have an invisible barrier almost. Also, you see this double sell, so you click sell once and it doesn't sell, but you have to click it again and then it'll sell, which is pretty frustrating. But as I was saying, I'm pretty sure every or most grass textures like these have an invisible box on them that lets you see through things, which is weird, which I think is why it's bugging out so much. So I'm just gonna test that theory real quick. Yeah, you see? Yeah, it makes the entire map glitch out. So that's interesting. I discovered that on the island offshore, which was I was very excited to find it because I hadn't heard anything about it and I thought it was interesting because you can still see mobs and stuff through the textures, so that's dangerous. It's a dangerous crocodile over there. He was a bit poisoned at us and hit us with his scimitar. So we're gonna try to dodge him as best we can. It's never really... There's no real point in killing those guys at any point in the game, just because they don't actually give good money. They can only give you pretty bad stuff, like pretty bad gems that they drop. And they have way too much health. That's the real problem. So I don't think they're ever really worth to kill, even if you can. It's just not worth it. So probably skip those guys in future. That guy's gone and stolen our flower, I guess. Guess we'll let it slide this time, buddy. So we're just gonna go on town of right and wrong here. And this is the seller. I know that I sold to him before, but this is him. So these are the two sellers, that and the other guy. You can just press sell all, so it's a bit easier. And let's see if we can just use... Oh, we're just gonna use that home button so that guy doesn't kill us, because I don't want to deal with him. So we get teleport back to Topple. So now we're nice and safe. And we're gonna go for a run to the farm, I think. We're gonna go for a run to the farm. See if we can pick up some money on the way. What can we find at the farm? We've got cabbages. Still haven't found one of those on my main account. It's been eluding me for many years now, and it's slowly driving me crazy. I'm sure I'll find it one day, but today is not that day. Not on this account. I gotta find it on my main. Here's some more boomba mushrooms. They just don't spawn as often around here, so it's not worth farming. Better off going to that other spot. I think there's another player somewhere. Yeah, there he is. See him in there. He's playing just like us, getting used to the game. It's probably either someone's alt account or a new player. You don't see very many new players, but when you do, it's nice. But mainly people just want to start from scratch again, like myself, and just experience the game slowly again, I guess, without having crazy stuff to kill everything, you know, too quick and fly around and all that. I'll die. You gotta experience some worry to appreciate what you will have, you know? You gotta be scared to understand what it's like. So that's what we're doing right now. Being scared in the field. My goal for this video, I think, is to just get jump boots, and then I'll call it quits for then. But until then, we'll keep running around and see what we can get. You can also fish in this game. You can fish in any body of water, even a fountain, and you'll pick up different fish based on where you fish. So different water bodies have different fish that are in them. Some have better rarities. So you're better off farming in different ponds. Specifically, there's one that's the best technically just for farming, and that's the rabbit hole. It'll be this big, like, it's like a black mound with a bunch of trees and lights on it. It changes location in the frontier every night, and it'll be randomized. There is there is spots that it goes to, but it doesn't go anywhere consistently. It goes around the map, all different locations. So you'll be able to find it sometimes and sometimes not. Even if you have the no sight, like the no fog glitch, it's still hard to find. And we're just gonna keep running around. We almost have, actually we might have enough for jump boots now. So we might head on back to Topple Town. This field's really scary to cross because some bad things can spawn here. So I'm gonna try to make my way across as quickly as I can. I'm enjoying this stress again. You don't really get frightened much in the end game, except when you're fighting some things and you you know, clench sometimes. Gets a bit scary. Another fruit stack. Alright, now we definitely have enough for jump boots. That's I feel quite lucky. Awesome. Now let's just get home without dying. There's a knight there. He's not as bad as the golden one, but he might not one-shot us at this health, but he also might, so be careful of that guy if you're just starting out. He drops okay stuff at best. Like, I'm talking okay for early game. It is not good at all. But if you have magic or ranged, you may as well kill him. Just, I don't know, for fun, really. You can get a good ring from him. It's alright. It's not the best ring, depending on what you're trying to do, but it's still a ring. So if you have no ring, that's what these are, your equipment slots. So you can equip different things here, and this is where your stat bonuses will be. Down here will be like the list of them if you wanted to see what you actually have. But each armor and equipment has different stats that will let you do different things, different builds. And this slot here, the vanity, you just click that, it goes to purple. That's what will show up on your character just for cosmetic purposes. So this won't provide any stat bonuses. It would just be how you look. So if you have really ugly armor on that gives you really good stats, but you don't like the look of it and you like the look of another armor set, you can just chuck it here and it will stay on you. And you don't, like, if you die, you won't lose anything in your hotbar, which is these slots over here, or your equipment or vanity. There's also some items that if they're in your inventory won't drop, but all of these items except for the fireflies will drop if you die. So you gotta be careful dying early game because you might lose some valuable stuff. But most of the expensive gear in the game, if you die, it doesn't drop on the ground, so it saves you a lot of headache because you would have to go and get all that armor back or whatnot that you just farmed for ages, and that wouldn't feel good. So it's a nice way to know that you're safe sometimes. Once again, stuff still can drop, but it's specific, and there is a list on the wiki if you really like care about what you have in your inventory and if it will drop. But in general, really expensive stuff doesn't, and cheaper stuff does drop. So this is the guy that we buy the jump boots from. This is what I would buy first on every playthrough. And you just right click that and press equip, and it'll equip to your feet. We've just gained 1 more walk speed and 40 jump power. So jump power is just basically how high we can jump. So as you can see, we can jump a lot higher now, which leaves us open to a lot more places, a lot more mobility. So we're doing pretty well right now. That's probably the fastest I've gotten jump boots on a new account. So that's very good. It's a good start. I think I'll leave it there, and I hope you had a good day. Hope you have a good evening, and I hope you have a good night. Thanks.